Hi, my name is Gema Rodriguez, and I'm an intern at the City of Corpus Christi Water Utilities GIS Department. Now, what GIS is, it stands for Geographical Information Systems. And because I work for the Water Utilities Department, what that means is that I work with mapping for water lines, wastewater, and stormwater for the City of Corpus Christi. Now, as an intern, I was very fortunate that my supervisor, Alicia Soto, entrusted me so much with projects that I would have deemed too difficult for me. For example, one of my first major projects was to create a manual for project lines and city maps and engineering maps for different homes in the City of Corpus Christi. Our former navigation system that we had was just to go through a bunch of different websites. Obviously, this was inefficient and rather difficult for the normal person to do. So they had me create a manual in which I would go through each of the individual mapping and figure out a way to sort of navigate through it a lot easier and to access the websites to make it more user-friendly for regular citizens like you and me. This project was incredibly difficult, and after a lot of trial and error, fortunately, I was able to do what I personally think was an incredible job. My boss also thought so too. And because of this, they encouraged me to create other manuals for all the other projects I work on. And this was really fulfilling to me because I felt I was making a lasting impression in my internship, because the manuals that I make will be used long after I leave. They can be updated and revised however many times they want. And so some of the highlights of my internship include the fact that I want to be an engineer helps greatly with my GIS role, because I'm constantly interacting and analyzing engineering maps used. Such as mentioned before, I had to learn how to read these engineering maps. And because of this, I feel I'm better equipped than maybe some of my other peers might be who are also going into engineering. Now, of course, I'm not a perfect intern, and I did have many challenges, but thankfully the emerging professionals did help me better equip myself and better communicate these challenges to my supervisor. One of my main challenges was communicating with my coworkers. I was incredibly nervous and intimidated because this was my first job, but thankfully I expressed this fear early on to my supervisor, and she completely understood my situation and encouraged me by having me ask questions to my coworkers and also holding weekly meetings where we would discuss my progress with my projects and other things I could be working on. I'm incredibly thankful to my boss, once again, Alicia Soto, for entrusting me with so much responsibility as a GIS intern. I have grown so much in the short few months that I've been working here, and I'd also like to thank emerging professionals for equipping me with the soft skills necessary to perform well in my internship.